Welcome inside Studio W in Bristol, Connecticut. Jalen Rose, Paul Pierce. My name is Michelle. Thunder Spurs. It's a Southwest duel, but we want to start today where we haven't spent nearly enough time this season. In the North, last night, the Toronto Raptors ended the Rockets' 17-game win streak. Y'all got it.
Yes,
behind
indeed.
30 points from Kyle Lowry.
Give it up
and
now.
Despite 40 from Harden, only the second loss this season when Harden, Chris Paul, and Clint Capella all played. Toronto's now won 14 of their last 15. I ask you, does this win last night give you more faith in the Raptors' chances as we head into the playoffs and to make it to the finals?
It does. I have more faith in the Toronto Raptors because this was a big-time game. They were also playing 3 games in 4 nights. They were hosting the Houston Rockets. And we expect DeMar DeRozan to consistently get me 25 to 30 a game. Kyle Lowry stepped up, making big threes. But what about their role players? Let me introduce you guys. Van Fleet locking up 94 feet, making clutch threes, even made the game winner against my Pistons. C.J. Miles shooting threes, Powell playing D. I like the depth of this Toronto Raptors team.
Yeah, it'll be hard for me to see them beating Cleveland in a 7-game series.
Really?
Or even Boston for that matter. I mean, I know that they have a great backcourt, DeMar, and of course Kyle Lowry. But it's just the past. I go off what I've seen. You know, I've seen them have successful regular seasons, and then when the playoffs start, they get upset. You know, a la Paul Pierce in Brooklyn.
Did you
Paul Pierce in Washington.
Did you just third person yourself twice?
I mean, but it's something that it continues to happen. So one win against the Houston Rockets, who are on a 17-game win streak, doesn't really change what I really think about them. I think they'll challenge Cleveland a little bit better, or maybe Boston, but it's tough for me to see them.
Raptors fans feel like they don't get enough love, so if you want to tweet at Paul, that was all him.
I mean, they don't like me
about
anyway.
everything.
They don't like me in Toronto.
Shocking. Last season, the Raptors were among the slowest teams in the league. This year, they're 12th in pace. They're scoring fewer points from mid-range, taking more threes, and all of that's possible thanks to their increased assist numbers. Okay, Paul, I'm going to go back to you right away.
I actually like the way they are playing.
So you like the change?
Well, I like the change because, you know, they played a lot of isolation ball, and that's something we're seeing from Houston. They've changed from that because of the playoff failures. Now, people are saying Houston could beat Golden State. I don't think so, playing that iso ball. That's the reason you see Toronto change the way they play, because they play isolation ball for a number of years and it hasn't worked out in the playoffs.
I think Toronto's playing better, not necessarily but for that reason, but because they have more depth. They have more people they can rely on. They can take the ball out of Kyle Lowry's hands. He doesn't have to guard the opposing team's point guard consistently. You saw Van Vliet locking up Chris Paul, ended up into a turnover, that type of
energy. Confident, by the way.
And no question about it.
Very confident.
And so that's what I like about them. Serge Ibaka, Valanciunas can play big down low. The Toronto Raptors have built out their roster. They're a legit squad. I put them ahead of Boston.
It's just
I still got to see LeBron lose part of
It's just something about playoff basketball is just totally different. It's no pressure on the regular season when every possession counts. In the playoffs, when you're getting booed or when you're getting cheered, you know, these guys, they feel it. They feel the pressure, you know, especially in the fourth quarter. And just teams, year in and year out, Toronto hasn't been able to get it done. And I don't know if that has something to do with the pressure or, you know, they've been through their playoff failures.
Yeah.
And they've been together. And sometimes that's what it takes to get you over the top, like Dallas some years back. So maybe this could be the year, but I just don't know.
Can you just have your passport up to date? Just in case.
Oh, yeah.
That's all I ask.
I'll definitely get my
excuses.
passport up to date.
All right, fine. Welcome inside Studio W in Bristol, Connecticut. Jalen Rose, Paul Pierce. My name is Michelle. Thunder Spurs. It's a Southwest duel, but we want to start today where we haven't spent nearly enough time this season in the North.